recording of how I'm using Google Classroom in the classwork tab as a learning guide. So here is a pretend art class that I have been using this year as like a sandbox to build my lessons in. And under the classwork tab for this project, I created this topic right here called Mini Monsters. And you can see that I have arranged all of the tasks and assignments and all the materials that my students need to do in order by numbering them and arranging them in the order they need to do them in. So I'm going to walk you through each of these, and as I go, I'll explain how each task fits in with the concept of sort of a hyperdoc style learning guide. So this first one, Mini Monster Introduction. So for this will be the engage and explore categories. So I sort of describe the project right here, and below are 4 links for students to explore. The first is just an image of an example creature that I created. And there are 2 YouTube videos that allow students to really explore how real creatures have been the inspiration for monsters and mythical creatures in the past throughout history. And then there's also a slideshow that they will click on and go through as they analyze creatures for creature characteristics, and they'll make a list of creature characteristics in their sketchbook that later will be used as inspiration for their own creatures. So they'll go through and they will analyze and explore the characteristics of these creatures. So that's task number 1. Task number 2, make a monster drawing game. So this incorporates both explain and apply. So explain is direct instruction. So this is a drawing game, and I give instructions here in the assignment on what they need to do. And I created in Canva a make a monster menu using characteristics that I think they will find from the slideshow they analyzed in the previous task. And the game is for them to, in their sketchbook, draw creatures with 1 or more characteristics from each of these to create new monsters. And that's a drawing game that allows them to apply that. So, explain and apply. Number 3, design your own monster. So here we have explain. I give direct instruction on what they need to do, and they apply their knowledge. They really apply the knowledge that they did in the previous task in the drawing game, but now they're applying it to designing their own monster of their own choice. That's task number 3. Number 4 is an introduction to sculpting. This is both engage and explore, mostly explore. So now that they have sort of an idea of what they want their monster to look like, now we need to make the leap from drawing to sculpting. So there's 2 videos here for them to explore how different artists use modeling clay to create small sculptures of creatures and monsters. That's task number 4. Number 5 is the Make a Monster sculpting game. So this is explain and apply. It's very similar to the Make a Monster drawing game, except now they're going to get practice using the modeling clay. So I explain by giving direct instruction here, and then I give some more tips. And then they apply that knowledge to sculpting a monster, practicing sculpting a monster. They use the same Make a Monster menu, but now they're using their modeling clay to do it. So this gives them the chance to apply those skills, but in a fun practice way. That's number 5. Number 6, sculpt your own monster. So this is explain, because I do give direct instruction on what they need to do for this project. There's also a rubric that is both explain and allows them to reflect as they go. So this is explain and reflect, and they are applying everything they have done so far, using creature characteristics to invent their own monster, and then using sculpting skills in modeling clay to actually create it. So this is explain, apply, and reflect. Number 7, digital collage. So this is a bit of an extension of a previous lesson. It's also applying knowledge. It's also sharing. So in a previous lesson, students have created digital collages, so they have the skills to insert images together and create digital collages with them. Now they will be applying that knowledge to photograph of the monster that they created for this project and inserting it into a background showing the environment that it lives in, and adding other details like plants and other creatures around it, its prey, other objects in its environment. This is also share, because we will be sharing these digital collages with our school community through our social media account, so it will reach a very large audience. And then finally, bonus extensions. So these are fun optional extensions for students to do when they are done, or all the way along if they choose. They don't have to make just one monster, they can make several. They can find some of the actual polymer clay that was shown in some of the previous videos, and they can make permanent sculptures. And they can also, as shown in one of the previous videos, they can experiment with using their sculpture to do stop motion animation. So those are extensions for that category, extend. So that is a very ambitious assignment that I did for this week, using how I organize things in Google Classroom as an online learning guide, inspired by HyperDocs. I hope this all makes sense. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. I really enjoyed this week's assignment, because it really fit right into what I need to be doing with my students this year. Thank you.